Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Spectrum Drama, where we take a look at the hottest posts on Spectrum for the week and give our opinions on them. But before we get started, don't forget that we are still running our giveaway for the month of June, so if you want to be in with your chance to win the awesome Avenger Titan, the Invictus model, which gives you an awesome paint scheme and a bunch of insurance, then all you got to do is comment on this and every video in the month of June for your chance to win. And don't forget, sign up to our Discord, you will get one additional entry into the giveaway, and also we are there, and it is quite a fun place to be, so we hope to see you there. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so first up we've got a post from The Misled, and it says, can the Carrack main lift please exit the ship to the ground? So basically, we've covered this a little bit before. What would be really good is if the main lift actually exited the ship and went down to ground level, so you could leave your ship, rather than having to pretty much run the length of your cargo bays to get out through the ramp and all these. It's a very convoluted way of getting in and out of that ship. I mean, has anyone found some secret door that we haven't found yet, or is this still something we desperately need because it is daft?
No, this is something we do need on the Carrack. Please gib elevator. I think is the term. The interesting part about this post is that Dev has actually responded to this, and well, I mean, it's quite a short post anyway, but yeah, they basically say that it might happen in the future, but at the moment there is a tech limitation. Now, what that tech limitation might be is anyone's guess. I think the prevailing theory is that it's got something to do with the sort of what you call it, the gravity fields, right? Because they don't have the tech for it to be extended or retracted as such now, and it might have something to do with that. There is another theory that the lower turret is in the way of the elevator. I can't really confirm that because I don't really remember.
No, I can't remember. It's possible because the main elevator is kind of mid to the, I don't know how you describe it. Yeah. In between the middle and the front of the ship, if that makes sense. Which is kind of where the turret is in a way. So I suppose that could be a possibility.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think the problem is that, again, here we go moaning about CIG. I mean, this is kind of the go-to for us at the minute because, there's a lot to moan about. But, it's awesome that a dev comes on and says, this is the problem. But what he has done is he hasn't said that we couldn't do it because of this. He's just said, we didn't do it because there was a problem. Shh, go away. That's basically it. And it's not good enough. We, again, have to keep telling you guys that, the whole idea was that we are back in this game as publishers. We've covered this over the past few weeks now. And again, you're treated like a child on a need to know basis, and we don't need to know. We do.
Yeah.
We really do.
This sort of feature has been requested by the community so much that they really should just tell us what the problem was. And that would satisfy most people. Would be, yeah, okay, fine. Maybe in the future when that, whatever it is kind of fixed, then we might see a change on the ship. But yeah, he kind of threw this hand-wavy explanation at us and then run away.
Yes, this is not the elevator you're looking for. So, come on now, please. It's I think that's what gets people the most is their lack of communication. We cover this every week without fail now. But it's the fact that it's present everywhere. Even when they do finally respond to a post, they respond with the most limited answer they can muster, and it's a shame. And it would really have been nice if they'd have said we can't do it because of this particular reason, and then everyone would have gone, fair enough. Cool. So next up we've got a post from Tiffy or Typhy, I don't know, one of those, and it says, why is Star Citizen falling behind compared to games like Dual Universe / Starbase? So basically, I personally have limited knowledge on these games. I know of them and have kind of seen them. There's been discussion about this in our Discord, pretty much this very subject. The long and short of it really is that you've got Star Citizen that has been going around now for 8 years, coming up for maybe 9 years. And then you've got these other games that were started, maybe 2 or 3 or 4 years after those, with a fraction of the funding. And yet they've managed to surpass Star Citizen in their back-end kind of solutions, server meshing, all these sorts of things which Star Citizen now is really struggling with to kind of get right. These other games have kind of just breezed past those and they're now on to other things. And you think, why? What are CIG doing wrong that they are now essentially kind of taking a back seat to other games which have barely any funding? It's weird. It's a weird kind of concept. I mean, do you know much about these games, or is this kind of sort of are these games kind of new to you?
No, I've heard of Dual Universe. I kind of looked at it a few years ago. The buy-in for that, because that game is also in alpha, but the buy-in for that game was quite high at the time. I believe it was like over 100 British pounds to get into it. And at a quick glance, I kind of looked at it and thought, nah, not yet.
Yeah.
But I have kind of been toying with the idea of giving it a go lately, just to see how they're doing. Starbase, I've kind of followed for the last year. That was meant to come into early access on Steam last year, but got delayed. But it's a bit of a strange argument we've got going on here, because Starbase is nowhere as big as Star Citizen or Dual Universe, for a start. Dual Universe kind of is, and it also has the benefit that you can, I believe, you can design your own ships and create your own ships in the game, much like Empyrean that we played.
Yeah.
But there's different tech there. Obviously, the visuals aren't as good, clearly. Dual Universe is voxel based. I believe Starbase is actually voxel based as well. So there's that. What is CIG doing wrong? Basically everything. I'm quite a firm believer that I think they've just gone about this the wrong way. Their kind of development approach for this game seems to be, let's throw some stuff at a wall, the backers being the wall, and let's see what sticks. Where what they should have done was aimed for a very simple base to deal with, and then add extra systems on as they go. But we're left in this kind of state where there's kind of not really much of anything. We've got a play area and we've got some ships, and that's kind of about it, really. If they had kind of sat down, focused on I don't know, ship combat as the main pillar of the game, and got that pretty much perfect to begin with, don't worry about everything else, just focus on that, get that done. Then once that's done, then add one more element, and then iterative development like that. But unfortunately, they're trying to do 50 different things at once across 5 different games, and it's starting to show a little bit.
Yeah, I liken it to learning to juggle. So if you imagine, right, you take a child, you say, right, Timmy, it's always Timmy. Timmy, do you want to learn to juggle? Yes. Okay, here's 1 ball, here's 2 balls, throw them up in the air, see what happens. And before one of those balls has landed, you throw another ball at him, and another ball, and another ball, and before he knows it, he's got like 40 balls trying to juggle, and he's never juggled before. Do you know what I mean? It's that kind of thing where they have essentially added way too much too fast, to the point where now they have got so much juggling that they can't keep a track of which ball's what. Do you know what I mean? It's just become very messy, and I feel for them, I do, and I know what they're trying to do, and they know what they're trying to do. They've got a very good idea, I think, the devs for each team got a very good idea of what they want. I think the problem is that you've got someone like Chris Roberts, who is basically going, more! you've got devs that like are really pushing themselves and pushing the envelope for gaming, but a lot of times they're pushing the wrong thing. Like you said, dual universe, star based, voxel based, bit more Minecrafty in a way, and the way that they look and the way that they're kind of designed. Star Citizen, completely the opposite. I mean, fidelity, and so it's kind of, you can kind of see where Star Citizen maybe has taken a much more cumbersome approach to the development, because they're trying to make it look so pretty whilst trying to design a game underneath it, and that's not how games are normally made. It's normally, this real pile of shit with an awesome mechanic, and then you kind of polish that shit until it looks amazing. And they're not doing that. They're doing it all at once. It must be horrendous for them, and I do feel for them.
Like you say, they're trying to polish the shit as they're having it. It's it doesn't really work out that well.
I've got a horrible image of like Chris Roberts like hunched over, popping out of shit, and all the devs are just polishing it before it hits the water.
Quick, polish it. No go.
Honestly, if anyone out there is watching this and you are good at graphic design, please make that into something, because I want to see it on a t-shirt. I want it on our Discord. We need that as like a GIF. That'd be amazing.
I suppose the other aspect is that they're constantly having to fix broken things because we've got a live play environment. Really, I know Dual Universe has the similar sort of thing, but they were more narrowly focused to begin with and adding on slowly. Whereas, like we just said, Star Citizen has just taken this whole bunch of things and trying to do all of it at the same time.
Yeah, and I mean,
keeping that running for us millions and millions of backers is probably a constant strain on COG. But that's what they signed up for.
Yeah, and he's got it here. He's got like Dual Universe, Starbase. These developers, they're working on about say like 50 people, whereas Star Citizen got like 650 people now working on this. And that's the problem, is that they go, right, we need another team to deal with this problem, and so they get another team and they deal with that problem, and then they create another problem, and then they're lacking in staff to fix that problem. So they need another team to fix that problem, and then they create another problem, and they've got like a conveyor belt of like issue creation. It's weird, and it must be an utter nightmare for them now, because they must be at this point where it's taken on a life of its own now, and we've given it such a much bigger life than it probably should have, because there's so many hardcore backers for this game. That really want to see it succeed. That's all we want, is just to have this game the way that they sort of pitched it to us.
Yeah.
But it's looking less, or should I say more and more precarious now. So, I don't know. So there's actually a really good reply to this thread. It says, Chris Roberts, I love the man, but he will never stop expanding on his ideas before they've even reached feasibility stage. And that is literally, that's the perfect definition of scope creep, of basically that's kind of, it's built into him. He sort of says, this is what I want, then they start making it, he goes, and then this, and then this, and then this, and it's never ending. And I think that's kind of, that's where they're at now. Basically, they're just at that point where the scope creep is getting a bit scary for them, and there's trying to keep up with Chris Roberts' ideas. And definitely get into the comments section and let us know what you think. It's such a big subject, this particular post. Let us know what you think, this comparison between the Dual Universe, Starbase and Star Citizen. Do you think that that's fair? Are they vastly different? Or do you think that this Tiffy has a good point? Let us know. Okay, so next up we've got a post from Lethality, and it says, where is Chris? Letter from the chairman. So we had a pretty big milestone, 300 million in funding, and it would have been nice to have Chris, deliver a letter from the chairman, even just a post on the forum, something. And he's saying that maybe there's still time. But I mean, this was 5 days ago, so probably not. Yeah, I mean, that picture pretty much sums it up. Where is Chris? On a boat, sunning himself with hookers. Probably.
Yeah, we haven't really heard much from him since CitizenCon. There hasn't been any kind of word from him. Maybe he's just taking a back seat and letting the marketing department take all the flack. Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, the video, the videos that we've seen him in were recorded at CitizenCon as well. So, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, it's almost like maybe he's just gone, I'm going to live on my private island for 6 months or a year. Who knows?
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like the type, though. Do you know what I mean? He's so hands-on and he's so OCD about this game. Can't imagine that to be the truth, but I wonder if maybe he's... You know when you see someone like a president where they enter office and they're like clean-shaven and they look fresh, and then after their 4-year term, they literally look about 15 years older.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if that's him. Perhaps the next time we see him on a video, he is going to look like Palpatine. You know what I mean? It'll just be in the background shooting lightning at his devs.
Yes.
Make my game.
Let the hate flow through you. No, I don't think we're going to hear anything from him until the next CitizenCon, really. Whatever kind of form that's going to take this year.
Yeah, we'll see. Cool, so next up we've got a post from Clay Pigeon, and it says, tired of the update roadmap BS. So just to kind of give you an overview, elevator panels. So basically the scope of the project and complexity of the project grew, and so it had to be moved. And he says, really? It's a damn elevator. Get on it. It already goes up and down. Get on it. I love that. It's well written. Docking. You know, basically they've had to remove this entirely because, you know, there's additional work that needs to be done, all that sort of stuff. And he says, give me a break. You've been on this forever, etc., etc. We don't need BS reasons why you have like more people employed to date than you ever have, you know, COVID, all these things. We just, you know, just do it. Just do the thing.
Just do the thing. Yeah. The elevator panels thing I mentioned in the roadmap update this week.
Yeah.
It makes no sense to me. The new elevator panels are in Microtech. How is there more work needed on it right now? Literally just take it from there and put it everywhere.
You have a button. It's a button.
It's
you
not
just
difficult.
Put the button places, and then people will push the button.
In standard CGI fashion, they start messing with it, and now it's been delayed another quarter.
Oh yeah. That's always the way. They can't just have something work. It has to work, and then the OCD kicks in, and then it has to work with a special feature. And you're like, no, just make it work. Really, that's all you need is a button that works. And when the button works, everyone's happy. When the button doesn't work, everyone's stuck. So you know, because there's no bloody stairs. So yeah, let's just put these fucking buttons in.
Yep. Docking's been going on for years, but now suddenly it's missed its cut-off date for 3.11, not 3.10, mind, 3.11, which is in 4 months' time.
Yeah.
Apparently it's missed its cut-off, wherever that is. Yeah, I mean, I can imagine that one would take some more doing, but I feel this guy's frustration, really.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a long time now that docking has been a concern, because we've got ships with docking collars that can't use them, you know. So and that's the other thing, is if they haven't even really got docking to the point where it works yet and they can test it, how do they know what they've created on these ships will ever work?
Yeah, good point.
It's worrying. You know, I've got a ship that's got, you know, docking collars, and am I gonna, when they eventually bring docking out, they're gonna go, oh yeah, no, you've got version 1 docking collar and you actually need version 2 to fit on this base? Like, no,
well that'll
be $50, please.
Yeah, this is basically a big problem across the whole game, because you've got salvaging ships that have got salvaging areas that don't work yet. How do they know that's going to operate how they wanted it to? We got the new Cutlass Blue, which has got kind of what are they called, pods in the back.
Yeah.
But we've got no kind of mechanics for bounty hunting or surrender even. So how do they know that's going to work how they want it to?
Yeah.
We've got ships with science equipment in with nothing to do with them yet. So this is just a big massive problem that they've got across the whole game, and when they actually get to some of this gameplay, I can see all of these ships being reworked.
Definitely 100%, because there's going to be minute changes that are going to have to happen to make things work, and then they're going to say, oh, that's not going to connect now, or they're going to have to do some sort of a bodge, which none of us want. Fingers crossed they have thought about this far enough down the line, but it is worrying. And we get to see that quite a lot as well, because we do the roadmap roundup on a weekly basis, as and when we can. We get to kind of see this constantly. But what we'd like to hear is your thoughts on the roadmap and what you think of this. Do you think that this docking situation is actually going to be a problem? Maybe we're talking out our arse. Who knows? But it would be good to get your opinion. So let us know in the comments what you think about this, and if you think that is there any point still having this roadmap? What do you think? Okay, so last up we've got a post from Kaisa, I think, and it says, creatures, females still can't buy clothes, have decent hair, or run correctly. CIG, when are we girls, I say that it sounds weird just coming out of my mouth, going to get some attention? So I love the list though. Hair is hideous. I mean, it is pretty bad. I mean, the only real styles for women are either very short or really bad. There's no in between. They run like something is stuck up their hiney. I'm assuming that's arse.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. Which is true. Can't buy or wear a lot of clothes. I mean girl clothes, shoes, jewelry, makeup. Harumph. I love that. But yeah, can you foresee them prioritising shoes, jewelry and makeup?
No.
It's a man's world.
Yeah, half the stuff Kaiser sounds a bit
Kaiser
Soze. Yeah. A lot of these points are just like, no, we don't need that right now, thank you very much. Hair is hideous across the board, so that's not just women.
No.
They do kind of walk and run a bit funny, I can see that one. Can't buy or wear a lot of clothes. Honestly, I've not tried it on a female model, so can't really confirm that.
No.
Girl clothes, there's definitely none of them in the verse yet.
Nothing like girly.
No.
And I mean, I can see that, because the problem is with this game is it is very much, I've said it just a minute ago, it is a man's world. I mean, there was no female character for such a long time. There are females in the development team, but let's face it, anytime you tend to see a face on screen, it's a man, because the majority of the people who work for CIG that do these kind of developments are men. And that's not to say that men can't cater for women, but obviously I think their priorities are going to be a bit skewed, and that is a shame, because we're always saying that you don't want to have this kind of split where some games are kind of more suited for women and some aren't. That should never be a thing. A game is a game, but if a game can't cater, if you're creating a world with people where you are supposed to create a character that exists there, but you don't cater for the female aspect, then you won't get many females playing, or you're going to get a bunch of females playing men because they've got better clothes. I don't know. Yeah, it is a shame. I do see Mr. Soze's point, but I think that like you said, this is going to be a long way off, because it's just such a small priority, really, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's just another example of CIG moving on to some new shiny that they want to get in the game, in the next 2 years. Rather than refining what we've got. and getting that working properly.
Yeah. Characters should walk and run just normally, like the male character, but they have gone good enough.
yeah. When you see all the janky sidestepping and the strange running animation, even the male model is just not, it's just not as good as what it should be at this point.
No, it's not right. It's, like in some games you see an NPC walk and, it's just, you're immersed because you're not thinking that person walks like a weirdo. But in this game, everyone does. And so it's kind of, it takes you out a little bit of the game when things don't move the way you expect them to,
Yeah.
But yeah, I suppose we are where we are. And unfortunately, I think, girls are going to have to take a little bit of a back seat for a while, I think, until they kind of clear off some of their workload.
Let's just clear one thing up here, though, that they've only shown some concept artwork. There's no in-game models or anything actually attached to these concept artworks yet. So the concept art workers need to work on something. While the actual programmers are hopefully doing some improvements to the females. The concept art workers can do whatever they want, really.
Yeah, make creatures, make space cows, that's the thing. I mean, if they actually went, here's a working model of a creature and it's perfect, then different. Be angry, be real angry. But yeah, I think for the minute we're going to have to take it with a pinch of salt. But we do feel your pain, ladies. And actually, interesting thing, let us know in the comments if you're a lady. If you want to, don't feel obliged, but it would be interesting to sort of see how many, of our viewers are female, and give us your opinion on, do you think it is a bit unfair? Is it a man's world in Star Citizen? Let us know. Be interesting to know. Okay, and that is your lot. That's all the posts for this week. We hope you liked them. We hope you found them informative or amusing. If you did like them, then don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more Star Citizen content. And don't forget to get commenting for your chance to win the awesome Avenger Titan Invictus. And you've only got a week and a bit now, so not long. So get commenting. And that is pretty much it. So thanks everyone very, very much for watching, and we'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.